Channeling from spirit. For light workers who feel lost right now, I'm Joanna Garzilli. Let's just see what comes through. The first thing is that this reminder to connect into that ocean of peace. If you are a light worker, you know what that means. You understand, you have had a connection to that ocean of peace. And what does that ocean of peace feel like? It's calm. It's a sense of knowing. It is you in your element. But before we go to you in your element, let's go to what is keeping you from being in your element. There's this weight. And when I say weight, it's twofold. It's a double meaning. One part is I'm going to go with it this way. You feel like you're having to wait. You're getting these messages. You get these deep spiritual truths. You get these downloads of wisdom. You know you are becoming more psychic, more intuitive. And yet you are still waiting, physically waiting for certain things to manifest, to occur in your life. Now, the second part to the wait is the heaviness, the weight, the burden, and the burdens that you are carrying at times. A lot of the time, the burdens will come up either in the pit of the belly, or you will feel it weighing upon your chest, and you may even feel it right within the heart, the core of the heart, within the heart chakra, a fragmenting, a zigzagging, a cutting. And this is because we collectively are in a time of great awakening. And I've been speaking about for, let's see, the past few years, going back specifically to 2020, about the quickening. I learned from my dear friend Anne Cates that the quickening was really emphasized by Stuart Wilde back in the early 90s. Now, I feel we are in this stage, a new phase of awakening and also deepening. And these concepts aren't new. You're going to be able to go online and see a lot about this. But my hope is that you will subscribe to my channel because of the specific vibration, frequencies, energy that I am channeling, and that will awaken, unlock, and support you in some capacity or in many capacities with the work that you are doing, with your purpose. Because what I'm finding from my conversations with people who are brilliant, who are talented, that some of them feel, what's the point? Why should they go out there and have their voice be heard? Why should they share a specific message? And it's because there are so many burdens right now in the world that are coming to light. But every time I tune in, every time I look beyond the current fear, panic, stresses, the way that people are energetically being beaten down, yes, beaten down, I do see a bright future, and I do see a lot of positive transformation that is coming. And you are part of that transformation. And you are part of that coming forth. So I invite you to stop hiding. And I understand as well that part of the hiding of what Spirit is saying, part of the hiding is fear of persecution, fear of ridicule. And I want to remind you of the energy of, and this is a universal theme, of the Heyoka, of the pantalone, of the clown, of Poirot, of the Harlequin. These energies, these vibrations, I invite you to sit in prayer, in meditation, which may be quietly, or it may be on a commute when you pick your child up from school. It may be when you are cooking your dinner, just to ask, what do those archetypes mean in relationship to myself? I can tell you from my own experience, it has been sometimes putting myself out there and feeling like a fool and knowing underneath that people have judged me and looked at me like I am a fool. But if we go to the core of what the Heyoka is, what the fool is, right? That's the zero card in tarot. It shows that there is actually great wisdom. So I want to remind you to trust your instincts, trust your wisdom. And when people do ridicule you in some capacity or they judge you, the key to being able to remove that is to remove the judgment from yourself. Again, I'm not telling you anything you don't know here. I'm here to remind you of who you are so that you can step fully into the next stage of your mission. So just take a moment now, just take a deep inhale and exhale, and see if you can feel a little bit more of your true self. Notice that energy, right? The vibrations outside that cause discordance, that can cause anxiety, that can feel like trauma running along the nervous system. And just know that little by little you have the power to let that go. I'm Joanna Garzilli. Thank you for joining me for this channeled message from Spirit. And if you got something interesting from this, something that came up from this channeling, and you'd like more of this, please do like, comment, and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you next time.